Again, thank you to Wendy. She is our social worker. She translated over an hour and a half yesterday, and she's here again this morning. We'll definitely be done by 10 o'clock because she has a meeting too. And so just wanted to say that first. Okay. Also, yeah, so yesterday, same thing. I always start with this because this helps to center me. So this is, again, our mood meter. Red is for angry, nervous, stressed. Blue is sad or depressed if it's extreme. Green, you think of the grass is calm. And yellow, you think of sunshine is happy, joyous. And so I just want to ask, which quadrant are you in, or how are you feeling right now? You can tap that in the chat.
咁校長好多時都中意咧開始用呢個咧，其實情緒嗰個咧係計程表咧，其實問大家嗰個情緒嘅。紅色係代表好嬲啦，同埋好緊張；藍色係代表好生氣同埋好沮喪；綠色係代表好平和；黃色係代表好開心同埋陽光。大家可以將你哋嘅而家嗰個情緒嘅感覺咧，可以咧 tap 去嗰個 chat room 度俾校長知道。
All right, so we have one participant so far. We have Willem, who's green. That's good. Calm is good. I feel like when we're in the red and blue, it's harder to make decisions. This morning was a little hard, and I'll explain why later. But yeah, thank you for sharing. So a lot of green. Deborah, very good, happy and calm. So it can be sometimes even in 2 quadrants.
咁咧有啲家長咧就綠色係好事嘅，比較平和。咁有個家長係紅色，咁咧就係有綠色、紅色，即係有啲平和，但係都有啲好緊張啊咁樣。咁校長話今朝開始有少少困難㗎，陣間校長會解釋俾大家聽。
Okay, I'm going to type 2 emails. So I'm going to type the office email. Okay, this is in the letters that we've sent out. This is a new email we created. And then this is my email in case, again, you need to reach me. Okay, so let me put that down first.
OK， 校長咧係打出2個郵信電子信箱嘅資料，一個咧係130 office 個 email address， 另一個係校長本身嘅 email address 係俾大家知道。
Yeah, yesterday's meeting we went till from 6:30 till around 8:10. We answered, all the questions as much as I could on the chat, yeah, so even last night I wanted to answer a lot of parents, so I answered about 40-50 parents last night just to make sure we're communicating.
喂，咁樣琴晚一個會議咧，我哋由6點半咧係到差唔多8點10分，咁咧係好多咧係家長咧提出啲問題嘅 chat room， 咁校長咧係盡量回答俾大家。
Yeah, I can't answer questions all the time that quickly, but last night my family is away, so I was able to get to the questions and try to get back to parents as soon as I could.
OK， 完咗之後咧，校長都繼續回答嗰個問題，唔可以一次過睇晒，但係校長咧係盡量睇到每一個問題咧係回答大家。
Okay, so yesterday, thanks to Lindy, she was on vacation, but she was still very helpful throughout this process. So Lindy, the business manager, she helped us send out the emails to say whether you're in cohort A, B, C, or D.
OK， 咁咧我哋好多謝我哋嘅 business manager 阿 Lindy， 雖然而家佢放緊假啦，佢哋仍然咧係幫忙咧寄出好多 email 俾大家學生知道咧，你哋個組別係乜嘢，係 A 啊、B 啊、C 啊、D 啊，係唔同嘅組別。
Yeah, there were errors yesterday. I think the site was overloaded, so it kept knocking Lindy out. But she tried to send all of them. So if there's any mistakes with your cohort, let us know.
OK， 咁咧，琴日咧嗰個網絡好忙碌，咁所以有少少都有啲阻滯，咁有時係佢哋Lily 做唔到，但係佢都盡量將所有嘅 email 送俾大家家長。如果大家家長睇過有啲問題、有啲錯誤嘅話咧，可以聯絡學校。
And we're not supposed to make any changes to cohorts, but we understand, we kept all the siblings together. But if there's like a work situation or some kind of emergency where, that day is not good for you, A is Wednesday, B is Thursday, C is Friday, and then it'll change on the Monday, Tuesday. We'll give out that calendar once we have a school calendar, but just wanted to let you know, if we can't promise to make the accommodation. We put in all the cohorts yesterday, but we'll try to, if we can, we will try to accommodate.
OK，咁咧其實咧，校長係希望咧就係呢啲 cohort 咧係盡量咧係唔需要有任何嘅變動。咁我其實校長咧係盡量咧學校已經盡量將所有嘅兄弟姊妹咧係擺埋一齊返學。咁咧其實咧就係譬如 A 組係星期三，B 組係星期四，C 組係星期五咁樣。但係如果家長真係有啲緊急嘅情況啊，因為特別嘅情況咧係實需要聯學串變動嘅話咧，校長係唔可以保證一定改變，但係校長我哋學校會盡量做好，係回應大家嘅要求。
Okay. So let me put down the website. I'll show you actually how to get to it too. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so let me see if I can share this screen. Oh, that's cool. I can share screen too. I've never done it. I'm on the school computer, so I'm able to share. Let's see if can you see what are you seeing the website right now?
Yeah, New York City. Yeah, yes, New York City. Yeah,
Great.
A back to school page. Yeah.
All right. So here, you can change the language over here. Okay. Chinese is over here, but here I'm just going to show you. So we go to return to school. This is where you can see a lot of the announcements. Welcome to the 2021 school year. So a lot of things come out here, and then right here is the learning preference survey. So in case you still want to go remote, you can choose any time to go remote. This is the document to fill out, and you can change the language here.
Okay. 校長咧俾大家睇到佢個熒光幕，咁係同大家睇到咧就呢個係教育局嘅網站，咁你可以去到教育局個網站，一個叫做咧係 Back to School page 咁樣，你可以咧係轉唔同嘅語言，可以打做睇中文嘅，咁其中有一欄咧叫做 Return to School 20 to 21咁，然之後你揾到一欄咧叫做 Learning Preference Survey。我一欄咧就特別咧係俾大家係填寫咧，如果你想你個細路仔咧係喺屋企上學嗰個選擇。
Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to put that in the link on the chat. Okay, so that is the survey in case you want to go remote.
咁校長將我條 link 嗰條網絡線咧，其實已經擺喺個 chat room 嗰度，所以大家如果想入去我個網站做嗰個 survey 咧，其實可以 click 我個 link。
Yeah, I want to just thank you. Our families are truly the best. All our correspondents, so many of you, answer all our surveys. And I think our families, just so responsive. So thank you for, putting up with all the emails and all the announcements and, so that we can keep communicating.
OK， 咁咧校長覺得我哋嘅家長其實係最好嘅，因為咧校長我哋嘅家長咧其實好回應好盡責，同埋咧回應我哋啲嘅問卷調查咁樣，亦都咧其實容許我哋咧係俾信好多啲溝通嘅資料俾大家其實容許我哋咁樣做。
Yeah, so yesterday already the numbers have changed. I looked at it this morning. So as of yesterday, I said it was over 60% remote. As of this morning, it's over 65% remote. So we have close to 500 students out of around 760 students fully remote right now.
OK， 咁咧佢琴日校長講咧，其實琴日校長講咧就話有60%嘅細路仔係選擇喺屋企上課，但係經過琴日之後啦，今日校長睇今日嘅資料係就變成65個百分比，咁即係話咧喺全校760個學生當中咧有500個學生咧係選擇喺屋企上課。
Yeah, so we were saying yesterday because there's over almost 500 students going remote. There will be about 100 or fewer students each day coming to school.
Okay. 因為咧，既然有500多個學生係選擇喺屋企上課嘅話咧，即係話每日咧喺學校上課嘅學生咧，大概有100個或者甚至少於100個學生。
Yeah, I understand the city is about 20 to 30 something percent, but our school over 65%. And I think, again, that's a tribute to our parents, being aware, making choices. I know some of us have grandparents at home and, we want to take care of our kids also. At the same time, I understand that some families need to work and we want to make it safe for the children that come in. So we respect everyone's decision and thank you for letting us know.
咁咧，校長知道話咧喺全市嚟講，大概話咧教育局話有 20個至到80個百分比嘅學生選擇喺屋企上課，但係我哋學校嚟講咧，就有65% over 65%，咁其實係好多於咧係好多謝咧，因為家長咧係知道個情況，同埋好多家長選擇咧都基於佢哋屋企嘅情況，因為屋企可能有祖父有祖母啊咁樣，咁但係同時我亦都咧係實尊重啲家長話啲細路仔要翻嚟學校上課嘅話咧，我哋都 make sure 咧肯定啲細路仔咧係好安全度喺可以學校上課。
Yeah, and we were saying also just say, you know, we were very grateful for our teachers and for you partnering since March. We know it wasn't perfect, you know, the total remote, the teachers didn't have much time to prepare and parents did not have a lot of time to prepare to be at home, you know, to take care of our children. But I think, you know, with over 98% attendance, you know, for the students online, we really thank you for that. And I think that's why also a lot of parents, you know, if they're able to, then they are going with the remote.
OK， 咁咧其實校長好感激咧，就係老師咧同埋啲家長嘅合作，因為好似突然間所有細路仔喺屋企上課咧，雖然呢個網絡學習咧唔係最 perfect， 唔係最完美，但係咧因為老師啊同埋家長都好少時間去準備咁樣，但基本上喺我個網絡學習嘅情況底下咧，我哋都有98% 嘅細路仔上課，咁其實咧，所以可能好多家長對於方面咧喺網絡學習咧係有信心咁樣。
And so, yeah, a lot of the questions yesterday were about, you know, total remote versus blended. And, you know, as a chancellor, I promise we're going to do as much as we can to keep our teachers and have them teach the children, whether they are remote or in person.
OK， 咁咧琴日咧有好多家長問題咧，就問究竟喺網絡學習同埋喺即係混合模式嘅網學習係點樣啊咁樣。咁咧其實咧正如教育局嘅 Chancellor 咁應承咧，就話盡量係啲老師咧自己嘅老師教翻啲學生。咁我哋啲學校都希望咧就係無論個細路仔喺屋企學習好，或者喺學校學習好咧，我哋都希望係我個同樣嘅老師係教翻佢哋。
And not only that, but we'll have the same curriculum. So whether you're in person or at home, you're receiving the same teaching methods and methodology.
同埋咧，我哋嘅所有嘅網程嘅綱要咧，其實係一致嘅，係同步嘅，即係話無論喺屋企上課好，或者喺學校上課咧，佢哋接受嘅課程嘅內容咧都係一樣嘅。
Okay. So I'm going to go through some of the questions. And again, if you want to ask any questions and anything that comes up, just you know, you can type it in or ask us. So first question,
okay. 校長咧而家就睇緊大家嘅送出嚟嘅問題。如果大家有咩任何問題咧，大家可以打出嚟，咁校長咧係而家會睇下，然之後回應。
Okay, the first question is about GNT. Whether if you're 100% remote, will you still have the same teacher for the grade level?
OK， 咁第一個問題咧，第一個問題咧就係個 GNT 有關 GNT 有關天才班嘅問題嘅。咁有個家長問咧，就係如果假如個細路仔係100%喺屋企上課嘅話，究竟係咪同一個老師係教學？
Yeah, and I was saying we're really, really thankful for our teachers. We're encouraging the teamwork. So as much as we can, we're going to have classes stay together. I know we did not send out class lists yet because there's still changes, but you know, the GNT, just like a ICT or even general ed, we are keeping official classes just in case we ever go fully remote. Then you will get that teacher that was assigned to the child.
OK， 咁樣咧就係我哋咧好多謝咧，其實咧校長好多謝咧，其實老師咁其實咧，因為老師我哋盡量鼓勵老師係合作方法教學咁樣，咁咧我哋盡量咧係將一個班一啲學生咧，其實咧係擺埋一齊，即係無論譬如好似等於其他話 ICT 或者一般普通班都好啦，就話嗰個班學生都係喺埋一齊，咁即係話假如有一日要所有全部 remote 嘅話啦，咁啲學生咧都係喺同一班咁樣。
Yeah, so knowing that we need to do teamwork with the teachers and as much as possible. So let's say you have a GNT teacher, right? But they have some students coming in and some remote. You know, we have to find that balance of how can they do both.
OK， 咁咧其實咧就我哋希望，所以我哋嘅盡量咧希望呢老師可以合作，用咧係團體即係合作嘅方法教學咁樣。咁我哋咧譬如 GNT 班，我哋要睇下究竟研究到究竟有幾多學生係喺屋企上課，幾多學生係返學校上課。
So I was explaining yesterday there will be some team teaching. So even if it's GNT or ICT or general ed or special ed, there are times where a teacher will share a class when they come into school so that we can combine them, right? So that we can free teachers up to also help the children who are remote.
OK， 咁所以咧就因為喺一個合作方法，即係無論喺 GNT 班好啊，就係兩個老師嘅班，或者普通班或者特殊班嘅話咧，我哋都係咧就係鼓勵老師咧係合作教學。咁即係話咧，其實當有老師有啲學生嚟個班學校嘅時候咧，個 teacher 咧可能咧有兩個老師可能同樣咧係教一個班咁樣。
Yeah, and with our children, they're always used to, with gym, music, and other things. They are used to being together and learning from each other. And we all often, even when they are together, we break them up into small groups. Even in any general education class, different reading levels, we break them up into smaller groups. So we will continue to do things like that.
咁我哋知道咧，係我哋學生咧，其實有時會喺埋一齊，譬如喺 gym 喺啲班會喺埋唔同嘅班喺埋一齊上課。但係我哋呢好多時亦都用小組嘅教學方法，即係根據佢哋唔同嘅程度咧，將佢哋分同咧唔同嘅小組去學習。
So yeah, one thing you can help us with is to get the children's mindset to know that yes, if we go totally remote, if that happens, if the infection rate is over 3% and the whole city goes totally remote, then usually they will get 1 or 2 teachers, right? But in the meantime, when there's this blended learning, they might have more teachers checking in on them. So let the child know, and that's sometimes good. You get to know the different teachers. The teachers also get to know different students. So just to let everyone to know that kind of expectation.
咁可能我哋需要家長咧同你哋細路仔咧係就解釋，準備佢哋咧，讓佢哋知道咧，就如果假如咧係所有學生都係 remote 嘅喺屋企上課嘅話，咁當然咧就會係可能一個或者佢哋有一個或者兩個老師。但如果而家有混合個模式嘅話咧，咁咧俾佢哋知道咧，其實可能有多過一個老師會咧，其實咧係跟進佢哋啊，咁樣其實係幫助佢哋啊。咁其實亦都係一件好事，因為讓佢哋知道咧更加認識多啲老師。
Okay, thanks, Wendy. And so also, some people said if you didn't receive the group email yesterday, it's through the Opera. So make sure you're signed up with Opera, so you hopefully you're getting all the letters from the school. If not, again, email the office at office@desoto130.org, and we'll make sure you get that letter.
有啲家長話點解收唔到學校信出嚟嘅郵嘅email？ 咁校長話咧 ，make sure 大家咧喺 Opera 嗰個 website 上邊咧登記，咁咧就你哋咁就會收到學校俾你嘅信。如果你哋收唔到話唔緊要，你哋聯絡我哋學校嗰個網頁嗰個網站，然之後咧話俾我哋聽，你哋收唔到呢個學校嘅信啊咁樣。
Yeah, and we thank you for your patience. Sometimes there, there's digital errors and sometimes it's put in the wrong cohort. So even last night, I was going through some families. The wrong letter went out to them. So as long as you clarify it with us, we'll make sure to check the system to make sure it's right. So sometimes, the system says one thing, but then it's sent out another letter. So we apologize. We're trying to fix to make sure everything is working. So yeah, that's why we thank you for the communication.
OK， 咁咧就係好多謝大家咧，校長好多謝大家有耐性咁等候，因為好多時咧喺網絡嗰啲都有錯誤嘅，咁所以有時可能係個組別送錯咗，或者個封信咧係送錯咗俾唔同嘅家長，咁因為可能啲係個system 嘅系統嘅問題，咁校長係好抱歉，咁但係如果有咩問題咧，我哋係好期望大家家長咧同我哋溝通，俾我哋知道。
And this question is new. So this from E asking, will there be chess with ICN, which we did last year? We started in person last year, then it went virtual for some. And if we can have the funding, funding budget is going to be really tight. I think they continue, their individual, but as a school, we will try to definitely have virtual chess, but we need to find out about funding first.
OK， 咁有個家長咧就問到，因為舊年咧有個 chess 有啲圍棋嗰個 program， 咁咧當時個圍棋嘅 program 咧就係有現場啦單對單啦，咁跟住就成為網絡去 virtual， 咁但係咁出現，但係今年就唔知道，因為嗰個 budget 咧其實係有啲緊啊，咁所以校長係未知道係咪可以繼續有 virtual， 咁校長會研究揾出個答案。
Yeah, thanks again, always our Parents Association for supporting us, with, whatever we ask so many times they provide, especially the arts programs. Right now, the Parents Association funding is frozen because there need to be elections and things like that before, they vote on the new budget for the school year. So just to let everyone know, that will be forthcoming.
OK，咁咧其實校長好多謝咧，係家長會嗰個咧係咁多年來嘅支持，佢哋提供咗好多資源俾學校，咁尤其譬如可以藝術方面啊咁樣。但而家家長會嗰個基金咧係暫時係凍結嘅，因為佢哋要等待咧係重新再選舉，先至可以咧係再投票咧係咪通過嗰個新嗰個咧係budget 新嗰個帳戶嗰個新個 budget 嗰個建議。
Okay, and letter K is asking, how will it be for kids who have IEPs or ICT? Just like during remote learning, we will still abide by the special ed requirements. Some children will be remote, so we will service them remote. Sometimes the teacher is remote, so they will service them. But just to let you know that, we will still have Iep meetings, and and if anything needs to be changed, those will continue whether the child is remote or in person.
OK， 咁咧有個家長問咧，就係如果有個IEP 啊同埋 ICT 個問題啊咁樣，咁咧校長話咧，其實就算無論個細路仔就算係 remote 喺屋企上課都好啦，我哋都同樣會咧執行嗰個 special ed 特殊教育嗰個要求嘅，即係話如果個細路仔係 remote 嘅，如果係喺屋企上課咁，當然個老師就係喺 remote 嘅情況教佢咁樣，但係所有個 IEP meeting 啊呢啲任何 change 我哋都會跟住 IEP 即係特殊教育方案嗰個要求咧去進行。
Okay. Charlie, I see Charlie's always very informed and keeping us informed with the news. He's asking, would the school be properly staffed if DOE makes the additional cuts and the possible layoff of 9,000 teachers?
咁啊，其中有個家長阿 Charlie 咧係對啲新聞咧好跟進，咁佢就問校長咧就係學校究竟會唔會有足夠嘅職員或者教師人手咧？因為如果紐約市要 cut 呢個人手嘅話，要 cut 9,000個人嘅話。
Yeah, Charlie, we haven't seen things like this in my lifetime as an educator. I know my former principal saw, some of these massive layoffs. We pray, of course, that we don't have to get there, but we know that if there are layoffs across the city, that affects everybody. Our budget has often been pretty strong, but we know if it's this kind of cut, it could affect, everyone in the city. So, yeah, that would be forthcoming. We don't know how that would affect individual schools because the layoffs are often, based on years in the system and things like that. So if that were to happen, hopefully it doesn't, but if it does, we would definitely let everyone know.
OK， 咁咧校長話咧，其實咧回答阿 Charlie 嗰個問題咧，就話其實咧，即係喺佢個教育生涯當中係從來冇見過咧係咁嚴重嘅，即係可能會 lay off 個情況咁樣。咁但係咧就係因為如果係真係有 lay off 嘅話咧，就會影響到全個紐約市。咁 so far 我哋嘅 budget 咧，其實學校嘅 budget 係好 strong 好強嘅。咁但係因為如果有 lay off 嘅話，肯定會影響所有人。咁但係校長而家都唔知嘅。咁當然如果 lay off 嘅話咧，就係可能會計嗰個職員嘅年資啊而進行。咁如果真係發生嘅話咧，校長會盡量咧係通知大家，俾大家知道。
Okay, thanks, Wendy. In terms of good question, when does remote learning start and end? So I'll talk about the school day at school, the blended learning. If children come in for grades 1 to 5, it's from 8:30 coming in and dismissal around 2 o'clock.
OK， 咁咧有個家長咧就問到，如果喺屋企上課嗰啲上課嘅時間係點樣啊？幾點開始，幾點結束啊？咁家長咧就而家校長咧先解釋下究竟即係個 school day 個學校嗰個嗰個時間係點樣？即係如果學生係翻嚟學校上課嘅話，第一first grade 1年班到5年班嘅學生咧，基本上嘅時間係8點半抵達，2點鐘係解散。
Yeah, and the dismissal might be a little staggered. We'll let families know the details. Like sometimes 4th grade or 3rd grade, there might be like 5 minutes or 10 minutes difference, for dismissal.
OK， 放學嘅時間咧，可能咧有少少嘅走盞，譬如可能5分鐘、10分鐘嘅走盞，譬如4年班、5年班，咁但係到時會通知大家。
For kindergarten, we're going to, make them come in later and leave earlier just because to ease the traffic. So kindergarten is 8:45 to 1:45.
OK，咁咧就 kindergarten 幼稚園咧，因為佢哋比較細路個關係，咁樣個時間有少少唔同。我哋就係8:45到達1:45解散。
But when school opens, supposedly it's going to open up September 10th. We don't know for sure. If it were to open early, not if it opens on September 10th, with pre-K and kindergarten, they would have shorter days. It wouldn't be that long.
OK， 咁咧就係我哋而家未知道第一日開課嘅時間，咁可能咧係9月10號，大家未清楚、未肯定。但係如果真係照常係9月10號開課嘅話咧 ，PK 同埋 kindergarten 嘅學生咧係開始嗰時候咧係會個上課嗰日子，我個時間係會短啲嘅。
Yeah, and then for pre-K, our youngest ones, we want them. They come in even later and leave earlier, just again to ease the traffic and help the little ones come in and come out. So pre-K, when it's normalized, it would be from 9 o'clock till 1:30.
OK， 咁 PK 嘅學生咧，如果到個開始正常運作嘅話咧，個時間係9點鐘開始，1點半解散。
And if we were to, we said this yesterday, if we were to start on September 10th, that would be a Thursday. Then we would be starting with cohort B, not cohort A, right? Because Thursday is cohort B.
OK， 咁咧，如果我哋真係9月10號可以開課嘅話咧，因為9月10號係星期四嚟嘅，咁所以咧根據嗰個編排嘅話咧，應該係 B 組係上課。
Yeah, when we know for sure, we'll send out the announcements via Aparu, our school website, everywhere, to make sure everyone knows when we start and the details.
如果我哋肯定知道真係幾時開課咧，我哋會 send 俾 email 透過 Aparu 嗰個通訊方法咧，係寄俾大家知道咧係幾時可以正式係開課。
Now, for remote learning, we don't expect the child, to be in front of, first grade to fifth grade to be in front of a computer from 8:30 to 2. It won't work like that, and for kindergarten, we don't expect them to be there from 8:45 to 1:45. So remote learning is a bit different, just like it was from March to June.
係咪？咁 remote learning 即係喺屋企上課嘅學生咧，當然我哋唔會期望個細路仔咧就坐喺個電腦前邊8點半啊到2點啊咁樣。但 kindergarten 個細路仔亦都唔可能咧係8點45分就坐到1點半喺個電腦面前咁樣。咁所以個 remote learning 咧係會有啲唔一樣嘅。
And we're saying, how the news can change every day, right? So yesterday there was a parent, and I don't think Mark is here right now, but there was a parent kept asking, and I understand that, like, well, how many minutes of live teaching can we expect, for our children who are 100% remote?
咁樣，琴日有個家長阿 Mark 咧，佢就問咗個問題咧，就話咧，其實究竟咧有幾多分鐘啊？即係老師現場即場教課嘅時間，其實有幾多分鐘？其實啲家長可以咧，其實期望個老師要咁做咧，咁樣。
And I was explaining, last year we didn't get guidance. There was no mandate on the number of minutes, and before, as of when the meeting finished, that still was the case.
咁咧就係我哋琴日完成個會議嗰時候咧，都仍然咧個情況仍然話咧，就係校長係話咧，就係因為 so far 咧，其實咧係冇一個 mandate， 冇一個咧，其實話規定咧係老師要教學咧，即場教學幾多分鐘咁樣。
And then I felt so bad because I didn't get to it till this morning. We got an email last night at after 8:30 last night. It was a 14-page document which I'm still sifting through. So these are things that we get also. So this came after the meeting. So I'm going to apologize to Mark on the second chat, second meeting.
OK， 咁今日咧校長要同阿 Mark 咧係道歉啦，因為咧原來喺琴晚開完會之後8點半咧，校長咧收到一個教育局嘅啲 document 啲文件係14張紙嘅，咁係有關咧其實呢啲資料。
And so there is now more guidance, and so I just want to share. This is like hot off the press, and the teachers might not even know yet, but this is in negotiation. So what I see so far, and I'm not going to give you all the details yet, but it looks like they will phase in more and more minutes as the year goes on in terms of the amount of live instruction or screen time.
OK，咁咧似乎咧，我啲資料仍然係研究當中，但似乎咧佢哋個安排咧就係話咧，就係咧會盡量咧慢慢咧，其實加入多啲嘅老師現場教學嗰個咧職場教學嗰個時間。
And this is interesting because it says the screen time, again, I'm just reading it now too, it says screen time is synchronous and asynchronous.
What do you mean synchronous and asynchronous?
Okay, so screen time being synchronous would mean that the teacher is doing it with you live. Asynchronous is like if you're on the website and you're learning, watching a video, writing something on your own. So that's asynchronous, where the teacher is not necessarily there.
OK，咁咧其實咧頭先解釋老師有兩種嘅方法，一個就asynchronous 就話咧係老師咧係即場教學，即係睇到嘅同即係當現場教學。另外一啲咧就係唔係教學就係唔係現場教學，就可能係啲 video 啊一啲嘅錄像啊，俾大家睇到啊咁樣。
Okay, so in terms of pre-K, it says synchronous and asynchronous is, for pre-K about 20 to 30 minutes in September. And then by January to June is 20 to 60 minutes. So, they try to push that up more and more.
Okay. 咁樣咧就係so you're saying that 20 to 30 minutes for synchronous teaching for the PK?
Synchronous and asynchronous. So screen time and using the computer, yeah.
Okay, all right. 咁咧就係 PK 咧就係會synchronous，即係用嗰個老師即場教學用個電腦嘅話咧，但係20至30分鐘咁樣。咁遲啲咧佢哋會再推到咧係可能係20到60分鐘咁樣，再加長。
And then, every grade, it increases more in terms of, this is now daily synchronous instruction. So I think for the older grades, it's how much live instruction the kids get. So for kindergarten, about an hour, 65 minutes. First grade, 75 minutes. Second grade, 80 minutes.
OK， 咁咧而家咧佢哋列低從同埋似乎咧文件咧係列低咧每一個班別每一個級別咧，佢哋咧係老師嘅現場個教學咧嘅時間咁樣係幾長啊咁樣。似乎咧 kindergarten 係一個鐘頭45分鐘，first grade 咧就係75分鐘 ，second grade 咧2年班咧就係80分鐘。
Yeah, those are the minimum, and then by January, it goes to about 120 to 130 minutes.
OK， 咁咧就係我啲頭先講緊係啲最低嘅要求，最低嘅分鐘咁樣，咁即係咁，但係到1月嗰時候咧，佢哋似乎係要求咧就係最低限度係100分鐘，同埋或者係120分鐘咁樣喺老師嘅現場教學。
And then for 3rd to 5th grade, it goes from about 90 minutes minimum in September.
OK， 咁咧3年班到5年班咧，似乎佢哋嘅最低要求咧就9月啦，90分鐘係老師即場教學。
And then by January, again, if we're still remote at that time, it's minimum about 150 minutes.
OK， 咁咧就到1月咧，就如果我哋當時仲係所有人喺屋企學習嘅話咧，咁咧就要去到150分鐘。
And again, this might not be like continuous. Your child is not sitting there for 2 hours. It might be broken up. Like, okay, we're going to learn something together, and then you're going to go off and do some writing or reading and practice. So it's not the time is not straight the whole time.
OK， 咁雖然話150分鐘2個鐘頭都好啦，但係咧其實唔係表示咧就係2個鐘頭一直落咁樣，通常咧係可能會分開嚟嘅，可能一段時間跟住啲學生嚟自己做自己嘅功課咁樣，然之後跟住大家老師又再即場教學咁樣，即係唔係一直落係2個鐘頭咁樣。
And so the teachers will, depending on the teachers, you will get, everyone will get some kind of schedule so that when your child will need to go in, for live instruction. And so those schedules will be provided by the teachers, after you meet them virtually, and they will give you, the structure of a day or a week.
咁咧，個別嘅老師咧會送出佢哋嗰個時間表，佢哋會通知俾大家，譬如幾時你個細路仔會要參加老師即場教學啊咁樣，咁咧老師會同大家有個 virtual 喺網絡嘅會議俾大家知道。
Yeah, and so someone asked about the first day of school, and I'm taking a deep breath there because, we watch the news and sometimes, you learn it before I do. The projection again is September 10th and the projection for teachers to come back is September 8th. So, that doesn't give them a whole lot of time to set up. And, so there's a lot of things going on. You can see that in the news. So we will let you know as soon as we know for sure.
咁咧有個家長問咧，究竟幾時細路仔係正式第一日翻學啊？咁樣，咁校長話咧，可能你哋知道咧，仲做早過佢知道咁樣。咁但係而家預計咧，9月10號咧係細路仔翻學，9月8號咧係老師咧係翻學校報到。咁但係唔係，即係老師唔係有好多嘅時間去準備。咁所以但係因為好多嘢都仍然係改變緊，所以咧係仍然係等一啲消息。
GY is asking a good question, again about remote teaching and how is sorry, different for every teacher, just like even in the building, every teacher is gifted in many ways, but just like we have different styles of doing things, cooking or whatever it is, teachers are all individuals, just like every child learns differently too. We know that sometimes it's different teachers, so it's hard to compare. Just like you don't compare, I hope you don't compare. I have two sons, they're so different. It's hard to compare sometimes with what one person is doing or another.
咁有個家長問咧，就有關即係網絡嗰個教學個情況咁樣。咁校長好強調咧，係唔同嘅老師咧有唔同嘅方法嘅，唔同嘅風格，因為老師亦都有唔同佢哋咧係比較擅長嘅嘢，咁所以咧其實咧係好難去比較嘅，等於細路仔每個細路仔都有唔同嘅學習嘅方法，冇辦法比較佢。正如校長自己本身有兩個仔，都唔會話咧好難去比較佢哋嘅地方。
And so, every teacher will have office hours after school. That's part of their new schedule. So their office hours are usually after 2 for about 20 minutes at least for the parents. So that is something that, again, the teachers will let you know when their office hours are. But, that's a good way of communicating, letting the teacher know, oh, my son or my daughter, can they get more video sometimes, or they're not doing well with this? You let them know so that they can help you and your child.
OK， 咁咧，其實咧每個新學年開始咧，每個老師咧有一個咧就係喺課後嘅時間有一個叫做 office hour， 一般咧就係大概係2點鐘之後有20分鐘咧係可以咧係同啲家長咧係聯絡嘅。咁所以咧其實老師會俾你知道 exactly 係幾點鐘啦。咁所以如果家長有問題咧，可以同呢個老師聯絡，話俾老師聽，可能你個細路仔需要啲有唔同嘅需要咁樣。
Yeah, and I also want to let everyone know that, our school has paid for Teachers College reading writing project. And we've also paid for really well professionally made videos that are very short, like from 5 to 7 minutes. And these videos, the children can go back to. It almost will be like your teacher has a co-teacher, because these videos really help the children also in learning a strategy and then applying the strategy. And the good thing about that is they can go back to it, and watch something, just like YouTube. Some of your children, my children also, even me, learning to cut my son's hair. You watch videos again and again because sometimes they help you. You can go back and rewind. So we're doing that for literacy. And also math will also subscribe to something where children will have more access to videos to teach them and help them so they can go back to it.
咁咧就校長咧就話咧，我哋咧其實學校咧係有咧購買一個 Teaching College 入邊咧一啲reading 同埋 writing 嗰啲嘅一啲嘅program 咁樣，佢哋有好好嗰啲嘅錄像啊咁樣，可以俾大家咧係不斷去重新再睇下，就等於好似有另一個老師咁樣，其實咧可以咧係教學到。教一啲唔同嘅策略啊，咁啲細路仔可以咧不斷翻去咧係重新再睇啊咁樣。就校長話，正如睇如好似而家好多細路仔啊，都係上 YouTube 嗰度去學嘢去學習。咁正如校長都係透過 YouTube 學習點樣幫自己嘅仔剪頭髮啊咁樣。個好處咧就係你可以不斷咧重新再翻去睇。咁我哋呢陣時我哋閱讀啊同埋數學嗰個課程方面咧，我哋都有 subscribe 都有購買呢啲咁嘅program 啊咁樣。
And some of the parents yesterday were asking about, access to printing materials. A lot of our materials will be available, all of it will be available digitally. But if there's any time we need a packet or something, a workbook, just in case if we have that, and your child is remote, we'll arrange for a time for parents or families to come, outside so we can give out any materials like that if that's needed. But a lot of it will be digital.
咁咧就係話咧，校長有啲家長問到咧，就話可唔可以有啲即係紙啊，或者啲文章啊，或者啲 printing 嘅 material 啲資料啊咁樣。咁校長話咧，其實而家好多資料都係喺網絡上噶啦，咁樣。咁傳俾大家俾細路仔睇到。咁但係如果真係需要一啲譬如 workbook 啊、一啲書啊或者啲 exercise 嘅 book 嘅話咧，如果真係需要有咁嘅資料，而你個細路仔又喺屋企上學習嘅話咧，校長會同大家安排咧，你哋可能點樣嚟學校啊，去 pick up 啊，攞一啲咁嘅資料，如果係有需要嘅話。
And I understand, that this is how a lot of the learning and teaching is changing, because even books, even for me, a lot of times I have to hold the book, right? But now we have a lot of books that are digital, and our kids are really learning to read books digitally on the screen. I know sometimes we rather than read a book, from the library. Hopefully the libraries will open up and children will get access to, paper books again. But in the meantime, we do have a lot of subscriptions where children can access books online.
OK， 咁咧其實咧亦都反映到咧，校長話亦都反映到咧，而家嘅學習啊同教學咧，其實不斷咧改變當中。咁因為其實而家好多啲書咧都係喺網絡噶啦，或者喺個熒光幕上面睇到噶啦。咁但係如果即係你細路仔，如果啲家長仍然好希望細路仔拎起本書睇嘅話咧，希望圖書館會開啊咁樣。會大家可以借到書，咁但係其實咧校長好強調咧，就係學校咧，我哋學校有咧購買好多啲咧係唔同嘅一個program 係可以咧係幫到嗰個咧係學習嘅。
Yeah, and a few parents said, they would like to see the teachers more. And again, we're just thanking you for your patience with that. Now that we have more guidelines on the number of minutes, so the message is clear. That parents, would like the teachers to check up on our children.
好嘅，咁咧就係有啲家長話咧，其實咧就講話佢哋希望咧可以咧佢哋嘅細路仔係見到個老師多啲，即係就喺網絡上咁樣。咁但係校長話咧，因為而家有多啲嘅街啦，有多啲嘅指引咧，咁咧學校啲老師咧係會知道點樣做啊，可以要多啲時間去 check on 嗰個細路仔。
Yeah, so someone's asking, when does remote learning start? So again, as soon if school is to start on September 10th, then that starts for everyone. So if your cohort B, you will come in on September 10th, but then the children at home, they will still be accessing things via either Google Classroom or a new platform called iLearn NYC. The teachers are still learning that, so everyone will still have a Google account though, so that they can still do Google Meets and Google Classroom.
咁樣咧就有個家長問，如果係個細路仔喺屋企學習嘅，咁幾時上課啊？咁樣，咁校長話咧，如果正式開課只係9月10號嘅話咧，即係話所有細路仔都喺我日開課，咁 Cohort B 嘅細路仔咧 ，B 組嘅學生會返學啦，咁但係其他喺屋企上課嗰個細路仔咧，佢哋會喺網絡上咧可以上課，咁咧都大部分都會應該用 Google Class 咁樣。但係咧我哋都可能會轉變成iLearn NYC 咁樣，係另一個新嘅學習嘅平台。但係因為老師係仍然學習當中，咁可能有啲唔同有啲轉變啊，或者有啲transition 嘅階段啊咁樣。
Yeah, so for the students grades 1 to 4, now they'll be in from kindergarten to last year's kindergarten to grade 4. This year will grade 1 to 5. They will have these Google logins, and again, if they forgot it, we will have teachers reach out. So just thank you for your patience. We'll get that set up. Pre-K, kindergarten, we'll set up accounts for and new students. We'll set up accounts for them too.
OK， 咁咧我哋咧會譬如1年班到5年班嘅學生咧，就會係用 Google Login， 咁咧就係報到佢哋上課咁樣，咁學校會 set up 啲account， 如果新嚟嘅學生咧，學校都會幫佢哋 set up 一個帳戶啊咁樣。
Yeah, and I love Felicia, thinking like a teacher and educator. She's like, maybe every student could be online at the same time in the class with the remote students. So students who go to school can bring their laptop to school, and then the teacher can also teach them face-to-face. So this is, again, a idea, and we can't make it, again, it can't be the whole day where, the camera's turned on the teachers live streaming the whole time. and things like that. But there definitely will be times where the teacher can say, hey, the remote students can meet with the students in the school, so that you have this like, oh, we can do a read aloud together or do a lesson together before sending kids to do independent work, where they can do that. So yeah, if kids can bring in the devices, and we'll have some devices in school, but not as many for every single student. But those are the things that are creative thinking, and thank you, Felicia, for that.
OK， 有個家長咧係建議咧，其實咧不如咧，其實咧可唔可以咧係返學校嘅學生咧，其實咧都有機會咧同喺屋企上課嘅學生一齊上課。咁嘅意思即係話咧，返學校嘅學生如果每人都帶個 iPad 上去返 laptop 嘅話咧，咁咧就可以一齊上課。咁但係校長話咧就係一個好嘅建議，但係可能都唔能夠全日嘅咁樣，因為咧其實咧係有啲但係如果亦都唔係可以全日咁樣做，但係咧係可以咧就話咧係如果細路仔喺學校有個 iPad 嘅話咧，咁老師可以咧就係一齊做個 read aloud， 即係學校嘅學生同埋屋企嘅學生都一齊咁樣做，然之後先再個別做其他嘅學習啊咁樣。但係呢個係一個好好嘅建議。就亦都當然視乎咧有幾多學生，我哋可能學校可能未必有足夠嘅 iPad 俾每一個學生，但係可以又係一個好嘅建議。
Yeah. Casey, again, great point. This is echoing the parents about, how much FaceTime with the teacher. And again, that's why we encourage, again, the office hours, letting, the teacher know how the child is doing. If they need more FaceTime, how could that work? So working together. And again, this year where the chancellor said the schedules would be posted, so then you can actually see, when children come in and can get checked, checking in with the kids and live lessons.
OK， 咁咧亦都有個家長都係有一個問題，佢係究竟個屋企學習嘅細路仔有幾多時間可以咧係見到喺網絡上見到個老師啊咁樣。咁校長咧係建議咧就係建議家長咧不妨透過嗰個 office hours 係盡量咧其實聯絡個老師你個細路仔嘅需要。咁啲老師咧都會未來都會將佢哋嘅時間表係 post 出嚟俾大家知道，有個細路仔幾時係需要入網絡，然之後個老師會同佢哋教學啊或者見佢哋啊咁樣。
Okay, and I see someone asking for the hours. Thanks, Ms. Thomas. Ms. Thomas is here, one of our APs, and Ms. Samparan is in Thailand, and so it's the reverse hour. So it's 8:15 p.m. there. And yeah, I called them my left and right brain, just thanking them. They're supposed to be on vacation, but they've been helping me throughout the summer. So thank you for putting the hours there.
OK， 咁咧校長話咧好感激咧，就係副校長咧 Miss Thomas 咧而家都喺嗰個我哋呢個會議嗰度。咁咧另外 Miss Saffron 咧，另外一個副校長咧，佢而家喺泰國，佢而家應該係晚上嘅時間，咁所以可能未必參加到嗰個會議，參加呢個會議。但係無論點都好咧，而家佢哋係放緊假㗎，但係佢哋都繼續咧係幫學校咧係做好多嘢。
Okay, and Felicia, again, a great point where the online learning, I think you're talking about FaceTime, right? Was just 20 to 40 minutes a day, but then your child is working, independently, either making videos, watching videos, I know doing writing, math, and so the instruction, yeah, that's something that was so new to everyone. And we thank you again for working with us. And yeah, we can only get better, with the online teaching. With so many of our kids are now still going to be remote. So yeah, we appreciate parent feedback and definitely keep working together as a team.
OK， 咁咧有個家長可能就講到咧，究竟嗰個喺網絡上學習，即係面對面見到老師嘅時間，可能20-40分鐘啊咁樣咁樣。咁但係校長好強調咧，其實雖然係咁樣，其實咧就係個細路仔咧，其實係不斷除咗我啲單對單見到老師面學習個時間之外咧，另外其實啲細路仔仍然係學習緊嘅，因為佢哋睇緊 video 啊，做緊功課啊，或者係做緊啲 project 啊咁樣。咁當然咧，而家呢個 online learning 係新嘅，咁所以校長咧其實咧係會希望咧係可以不斷將佢改善，咁咧亦都歡迎大家咧係俾我哋多啲意見。
Okay, so Amanda, you can email us separately, but if you have more than one child, and you want them both in the same kind of program, whether remote or blended, let us know if there's an error. Some parents might elect one child is remote and one is blended, but let us know so we can definitely clarify that. But we try to keep siblings in the same cohort, so we can definitely look that up for you, okay?
OK，有個家長問咧係有關個細路仔如果屋企有兩個細路仔個上課嘅情況咁樣，咁但係話校長話，如果你發現你有兩個細路仔，如果係個返學時間唔同，可能會有錯誤嘅話咧，係歡迎你聯絡學校。咁亦都可能有啲家長係選擇咧個細路仔唔同嘅細路仔唔同嘅日子返學都唔出奇。咁但係有任何嘅問題咧，可以聯絡學校。
Thank you, Mr. Ewan. Mr. Ewan is here last night too. He's one of our great teachers. And yeah, he reminded us of what Lindy said. When you do email me or the office, provide your child's name and also their date of birth, because some children have the same first name and the same last name. So make sure you put their date of birth so we can double check. So any kind of email, so we can follow up with you.
OK，校長好多謝Mr. Yuen 咧，另一個老師喺度咧提醒咧，就話當啲家長如果你要聯絡學校送 email 嘅時候咧，希望你哋將你嘅細路仔個名同埋出世日期咧都包括喺個 email 入邊，因為有啲細路仔可能咧有相同個名啊咁樣，所以你要將你嘅細路仔啲資料包埋入個 email 入邊咧，咁容易咧係俾學校咧係跟進。
Okay, and Felicia's talking about the summer school, how they had PE, gym, reading, music, different subjects. Even when we had our remote, again, this might be communication, but our music teacher had a Google Classroom. Our PE teachers had a Google Classroom, and so there were different places to access different things. And I know that was very hard, just going to remote last year. But those things were made available from the school also.
咁咧有個家長提到咧，就話佢喺 summer school 咧啲 remote 就可以點樣上 PE 啊，或者 reading 啊，或者 music 啊咁樣。咁校長嘅話咧，其實咧就算係喺屋企上課嘅學生咧，其實咧我哋咧我哋都仍然有 music 啊，有 PE 啊咁樣。music 咧仍然有 music 嘅老師用 Google Classroom 啊 ，PE 嘅老師一樣。咁所以咧，其實咧啲就算喺屋企上課嘅學生咧，都有唔同嘅方法咧，可以咧參與呢啲課程。
Oh, and Felicia, good. Thanks for the clarification. Yeah, the fact that even if everyone is doing online studying now, right? That's the way of blended learning now. So even students who come to school, they're not just doing the schoolwork, but when they're not in school on those days, they're working at home online. So very, very good point.
OK， 咁有個家長問到就所謂個 blending 混合方法混合個學習模式咁樣，咁其實咧校長強調咧，就個細路仔如果係選擇翻嚟返學嘅話，但係其他嘅時間咧唔返學嘅日子咧，其實都喺屋企學習，係繼續喺網絡嗰度咧係上課嘅。
And so the letter K is asking about, if there are things to pick up, your teacher will contact you and will arrange for pickup. Especially, I'm thinking if the testing for 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade is in the springtime, and if we're still remote, sometimes at school we'll print out packets so that kids can practice, on paper and pen. So if there are packets or other things that need to be picked up, we'll notify you through Aparu, or a teacher might email you directly to let you know if there's things to be picked up at school.
OK， 咁咧有啲家長提到咧就要 pick up 攞翻啲資料，攞翻啲文件或者資料個嘢。咁校長話咧係老師會聯絡你哋。咁校長尤其諗到咧，譬如如果喺未來出年嘅春天，如果真係考試 state test 嘅話，如果真係到時大家仲喺網絡嘅，就係網絡學習嘅話，如果大家需要嗰啲咧係真實需要啲啲資料去練習嘅話咧，老師咧學校會透過呢個方法 Opera 嘅方法咧通知大家嚟攞啊咁樣。
Yeah, and in terms of safety protocols, right now, no parents would be coming into the school unless there's an emergency. Even if a child is sick, we would bring the child down for pickup. So just to let everyone know, if we were to do any kind of pickup, we could do it on the side yard, just like we did, at the end of the year last year with 5th graders pre-K. We would arrange a certain time where parents can come in, still socially distanced, to pick up anything.
OK， 咁咧基本上要安全嘅做法咧，就係基本上而家係任何嘅家長咧係唔可以落學校嘅，除非有緊急嘅情況。咁如果假如即係個細路仔要你個家長要嚟學校咧係接個細路仔嘅話咧，我哋都會將個細路仔係帶出學校門口咧，俾大家係接翻個細路仔。咁可能咧就會好似舊年我哋會利用嗰個旁邊嗰個 yard 咧，其實咧係俾大家去俾，如果大家要攞嘢嘅話，可能利用嗰個 yard 嗰度咧去做接送啊咁樣。
Yeah, and Felicia's asking about devices. Last year, we gave out almost all of the devices that we could give away at our school. And some of you applied to DOE devices and are using those devices, the iPad with the internet. So right now the school does not have, if you, we gave out almost all of it. Some of them we might get back from graduated 5th graders. But again, if there's any technology need, we'll do our best. But again, that's something where families, if you have iPad, Chromebook, laptop, most of the platforms that we use are friendly on any kind of electronic device. But thank you for mentioning that.
OK， 咁有個家長問過啲就係嗰啲device 啊，嗰啲個唔同嗰個網，即係有啲科技嘅工具嘅關係啊，譬如 iPad 啊咁樣。咁基本上咧，校長話咧，其實我哋舊年已經盡量咧將所有咧，譬如啲 iPad 啊或者啲 laptop 啦，盡量咧係俾交咗俾啲學生啊咁樣。咁如果校長強調咧，就係其實咧而家嗰啲好多平台，啲學習啲平台咧係透過唔同嘅 device 啊、唔同嘅 laptop 啊或者 iPad 啊或者手機啊，其實都可以用，都可以上到網站㗎啦。
And Persephone, oh, that's one of our students. So I think the parents using that's a really cool letter. So she's asking any decision made on violin, NDI, ballroom, etc. Those are great questions. Yesterday we were talking about violin. Again, we're still maintaining relationships with these partners, but we have to also think 3rd grade, if they don't have a violin, is there still a way they can still learn violin via some online lessons? NDI, we hope to still maintain. They've done a fabulous job doing online teaching, where even my son during the summer, they dance during a Zoom, and so we're hopefully still going to maintain NDI. Ballroom, again, will be trickier. We'll have to work with these organizations, but we want to have as many arts programs as we can. And also, budget's going to be tight. And again, thankful for the PA. They've always helped us with the arts programs. So we're going to work with each individual partner and try to make it work. YPC, there's a special event. Today is Thursday. Tomorrow, Friday, we already put that up on the PA blog, where you can see the project of kids singing at home, recording it, and then putting it all together. It's so beautiful. It'll make you cry. So that's tomorrow is a premiere on YouTube for YPC. So we're still trying to keep the arts going even remotely.
OK， 咁咧有個家長咧就問到咧就係一啲其他嘅 program 嗰啲唔同嘅活動嘅問題，譬如 NDI 啊或者 violin 或者 ballroom 啊咁樣，呢啲活動會唔會繼續啊咁樣？咁校長話咧，我哋仍然同呢啲機構咧係有一個合作嘅關係嘅。咁咧就係譬如 NDI 咧，其實咧舊年就算 remote 都好啦，佢都仍然有 online teaching 啊咁樣。咁至於3年班嗰個violin 咧嗰個小提琴嘅情況咧，就要考慮下究竟冇小提琴咧係點樣學習啊咁樣。咁另外咧就係另外咧係聽日好似 YPC 咧有個 program 咧，其實咧大家可以睇，其實咧係將嗰啲細路仔唱歌串連埋一齊咧，其實係非常之係其實難得嘅。咁個結論咧就話校長會繼續同呢啲個別嘅團體咧，其實咧係聯繫睇下咧點樣進行呢啲 program。
Yeah, and I think those arts programs like YPC, NDI, they really show how the power of doing some synchronous, where the teachers are doing some live teaching, but then also asynchronous, where they're watching videos and practicing on their own, and then you put together something beautiful. So they're great examples of how both asynchronous and synchronous teaching and learning can happen.
咁校長話咧，譬如 YPC 同埋 NDI 呢個 program 咧，可以咧其實反映到咧所謂 asynchronous 同埋 asynchronous 嗰啲嗰個效果。synchronous 咧就話可以咧，其實個老師嗰個 instructor 即場教個細路仔，咁跟住咧啲細路仔可以重複睇翻啲 video 啊，不斷學習。咁你可以睇到咧，其實反映到咧係 synchronous 同埋 asynchronous 嗰啲教學嘅模式係點樣，其實係有一個好好嘅效果啊。
Okay, someone's asking about a CPC program, which is one of our after-school programs. For right now, we haven't gotten anything definitive, but CPC is part of DYCD, where they're negotiating with the city to see if we can have after-school program inside the school building. So those are in negotiations. Even if CPC is in the school, it might operate on a smaller scale.
OK，咁有啲家長咧係問到咧就係課後班點樣安排啊咁樣。而家 so far 咧係校長知道咧就係 CPC 咧華策會咧，因為佢哋屬於 DYCD 其中一個 program， 所以你同市府咧係聯絡緊咧，其實咧可唔可以喺學校咧係進行嗰個課後班咁樣。咁但係咧，就算佢真係有課後班之後咧，都會係一個好小型嘅一個運作。
All right, Casey, sorry, is asking about iReady. We don't have that subscription, but we will have other subscriptions and we'll let you know.
What subscription you talking about?
iReady is an online subscription, but we don't have that particular one, but we have other subscriptions.
Yeah, OK. 有個家長問咗叫 iReady 嘅 subscription 有冇購買呢個 program 啊？咁校長好似話冇。
Yeah, a lot of these online subscriptions are tens of thousands, and we do pay for many subscriptions at our school. We're thankful that we have the budget. We're a Title I school, so we do invest in a lot of subscriptions for the kids.
OK， 有好多啲咁嘅program 啊，呢啲咁嘅學習嘅program 啦，咁其實咧係需要好多時都唔平嘅，需要錢買嘅。咁好在我哋有 budget， 我哋有呢個財政咧可以買到啲，因為我哋係 Title I school， 所以我哋都有用咗好多嘅投資咧去買啲咁嘅 subscription 呢啲咁嘅學習嘅 program。
Yeah, Emmy is asking a great question about grading. We don't have the latest grading policy is, at the end of the year, it was either MT meeting standards or N needs improvement. We're thinking right now it's going to go back to regular grading system, but we don't know for sure. So that's a great question. And as we find out more about the grading, because especially like fourth grade, I know a lot of parents worry about middle school. We don't know exactly what grading system is right now.
OK， 有個家長問到即係啲評分嘅標準啊，點樣評分法啦？咁因為舊年個網絡嘅學習咧，舊個學年網習咧就用P 啊合格同唔合格嘅方式咁樣，但係而家未知道，咁但係校長可能考慮咧，我哋都會用翻咧係原本嗰個咧係 grading 嗰個評分嘅標準，因為我哋知道好多家長好擔心呢個問題，尤其4年班嘅家長咧，其實好擔心到係佢哋上middle school 啊，上初中嗰時候係嗰個評分點樣安排啊咁樣。
Okay, one parent asking a great question about pre-K. If they can't enter the school, how do they drop off? We're going to have a side drop off on Baxter Street. There's a lot there, and we're going to send pictures, and the teacher will also contact you. Pre-K is the only situation where if we definitely need to happen, then a parent can enter the building as long as they're wearing a mask and checked and everything. So pre-K is the only situation where we can do that, but again, we try to encourage the student to be independent. Otherwise, sometimes that creates a habit where then it's very hard for them to let go. But we do understand there are special circumstances, and pre-K is one exception where possibly parents might be able to enter the school if needed.
OK， 咁咧有個 PK 咧，學前班嘅家長問，即係點樣送啲細路仔翻學啊咁樣。咁校長話咧，其實我哋會安排咧喺學校旁邊嗰個 yard 嗰度咧，其實咧會有個咧，其實咧係接送嗰個地點。咁咧其實我哋會送出一啲圖案啊、圖片俾大家知道。咁但係校長都明白，因為 PK 係好細嘅細路仔。咁如果真係好特殊嘅需要嘅話咧，如果個家長真係要入學校嘅話咧，如果佢哋透過 check in 啊，同埋佢有 wear mask 嘅咧，我哋可能會容許佢哋入學校，但係只有 PK 係唯一係有例外啫，其他啲級別嘅家長咧都係唔可以入學校嘅。
Okay, I see. So Matthew is asking about, when do we find out about what class our student is? We've made the classes, but because of this, some teachers are fully remote. Some students are fully remote. We have done some adjustments with classes, but definitely, the definite is before September 10th, we will let you know. Hopefully earlier, because with Aparu, we can actually send out to the classes to say, oh, your child is in which class with what teacher, knowing that the teacher is a homeroom teacher, right? But your child might have multiple teachers in the beginning. And then after that, September 8th or 9th, if the teachers do come in, again, that is this is the anticipated timeline, then teachers will reach out to families also. Okay.
OK， 咁有個家長問到咧，就係究竟其實 個 read 個班係即係個細路仔係 read 一班係邊個老師啊咁樣。咁但係因為咧，其實而家仍然有好多個老師，有啲老師要決定係咪喺屋企教課啊，有啲細路仔係咪要決定喺屋企上課咁樣。所以咧，其實咧仍然有好多咧係要變動啊咁樣。咁我哋希望咧喺9月10號咧，9月10號如果假如真係開課嘅話咧，9月10號之前咧，我哋會知道，或者我哋甚至早啲都仲可以通知，透過 Opera 嗰個網方法咧係通知大家，俾你哋知道你個細路仔係喺邊一班同邊個老師。咁記住個老師就等於咧，其實一個 homeroom 老師一樣嚇。咁但係咧個細路仔可能有多過一個老師都唔出奇嘅。咁另外咧，因為老師咧就應該係9月8號咧返學校報到，咁可能咧個老師亦都會咧係同大家咧同家長聯絡。
Yeah, and so even you might even get a homeroom teacher who has a medical accommodation. So you might get a teacher who is fully remote, but when they come to school, obviously that remote teacher cannot be with them at school. So that's why I'm telling people that there's a chance where your official class teacher and the teacher in school might be a team of teachers.
OK， 咁譬如嗱，譬如話咧，譬如如果你哋個細路仔通知咗邊一個老師係佢哋個老師，邊一班係個老師，但係假如嗰個老師咧係選擇咗喺屋企教課嘅話咧，咁即係話咧，當你個細路仔咧翻嚟學校時咧，當然就唔係我個老師教佢，可能就係另一個老師教佢。咁所以大家可能就係點解校長解釋就係你個細路仔咧，可能係多過一個老師咧係會教導佢啊 support 佢咁樣。
Okay. A parent who did get an iPad from the DOE is asking about tech issues, if they're, to upgrade or something's not working. So I'm putting the number in right now, 718-935-5100. So I'm going to enter that to everyone. Okay. Everyone.
有個家長咧就問到，如果佢有透過教局攞到個 iPad， 咁但係有啲 technical 啲嘅技術問題啊，點要 upgrade 點樣處理咁樣。咁頭先校長咧 post 咗一個電話號碼718-935-5100，呢個電話咧就係大家可以打電話去聯絡呢個教育局，即係問一啲有關技術嗰個問題。
Oh, okay. So A Chu has a suggestion about. Again, this would be on the teachers, and again, because of it would be hard to maneuver. Where it's a suggestion and a possibility. I'm not going to say no to it, but it'd be very hard. Like if a teachers gives a physical project for a kid to do to bring it in, is that possible? Possibly. I'm not saying no to that because that is creative. But nowadays so many things are done digitally. I know it's hard for us to imagine that kind of thinking, but the learning is changing where a lot of it is making videos. People are making millions of dollars just making videos. So I know the learning and teaching is changing, but yeah, if there's like a where they have a project to make a poster, maybe that is something that you can hand into the teacher, but we're going to leave that up with teachers if there's any projects like that. But that is a great idea. Sometimes you're making something and you want the teacher to see it. Maybe they could take a picture of it though, but you still make the project at home, so you don't really have to bring it in. So these are different ideas. Okay.
咁咧有個家長提議話，可唔可以咧？其實咧係老師其實真係實際做一啲嘅 project， 一啲嘅製成品咁樣，可以俾啲學生咧係實收到啊咁樣，即係或者帶翻屋企咁樣。咁校長話咧，其實係一個好嘅建議，但係咧亦都考慮到咧，而家因為好多嘅 project， 好多啲功課咧，其實都係網絡嘅，譬如好多都係，譬如你透過做 video 啊咁樣，你已經可以咧係表達到你嗰啲功課咁樣。咁所以或者譬如就算你做個 poster 或者你 take 個 picture 亦都可以俾老師睇到啊咁樣。呢啲咁嘅建議咧係好，但係都係要視乎個老師嗰個安排。
Oh, thank you, JY. You guys again. You're like such great help. She even has the website that you can click on in addition to the phone number. So thank you, JY, for putting that for the parent too.
有個家長咧係將嗰個DOE 一個網站咧係有關呢個技術需要技術幫助嗰啲諮詢咧，或者大家可以 click 嗰個咧係網絡嗰個網站，即係唔單止用嗰個電話號碼，另外有個網站，有個家長係 post 咗上嚟，大家可以 click 咁樣。
Okay, NDI YPC, yeah, we love all of our arts programs, Rosie's, Third Street, all of them inside Broadway. So yeah, NDI has a very strong presence on Facebook. I think Instagram too. I don't use Instagram, but they do a lot on Facebook. So again, look out for that via our school website, our PA website, and yeah, we post things on our Facebook page also.
咁咧就有個家長評論到啦，譬如 NDI 啊、YPC 啊呢啲咁嘅 program 啊咁樣，咁校長話其實呢啲 program 都係好好嘅，即係都係相當之出色嘅。咁尤其 NDI 咧，NDI 佢哋喺 Facebook 度咧有好多嘅出現啊咁樣，大家可以跟進佢哋，或者大家可以上我哋學校嘅網站或者 PA 網站啊，都可以攞到呢啲咁嘅 program 嘅資料。
Yeah. Our CPC director of PS 130 is here, and yeah, if they do operate, and hopefully, if and when they get approved, then it would be operating at a smaller scale. So we're hoping those, all that paperwork and everything gets through.
OK， 咁CBC 華策會呢個 program 大家睇都有出現喺呢個會議度，咁佢哋話到咧，如果佢哋真係 approve 咧，如果真係得到批准咧，佢哋會喺個學校，但係都係比較小型嗰個運作。
Yeah, and HU is asking a good question. This is why safety and health protocols, like if we have an after school, how will that affect the protocols? And again, with the schools, they have the electrostatic sprayers that they, will kill all the germs in the school, and they do that every night. So those are, protocols, social distancing. It's still the same kids. We're not taking, CPC would not be taking any kids outside the building. So it's still our own kids. And, and they will keep the class sizes small.
咁咧有個家長問到，如果係有 after school 有個課後班咁，點樣影響到我個安全、嗰個健康、安全嗰個問題啊？咁樣，咁校長話其實係我哋會有一個咧 electrical spray， 即係嗰啲噴嗰啲嘅機器會 kill 所有嘅 germs 啊嗰啲咩咁樣。咁所以每晚咧，我哋都會做。咁同埋咧個after school program 咧，都會仍然會遵守嗰個 social distancing 啊呢啲咁嘅指示。同埋咧，其實我哋只會咧係收容咧係我哋本學校嘅學生咁樣。
Yeah, so they would follow the same protocols, wearing masks the whole time, using hand sanitizer, wiping things down. So yeah, we would maintain all of those safety protocols.
OK， 咁我哋嘅課後班咧，仍然要跟進所有嘅安全嗰個指示，譬如戴口罩啊、洗手啊，或者係 social distancing 啊，佢都要跟進嘅。
Okay, in terms of school supplies, as many of you know, the PA posted the teachers' suggested school supplies. Again, for the antibacterial wipes and all of that, if you're remote, you don't need to buy those things. And so, yeah, when the teachers have the orientations, just like we're doing a Zoom now, I'm sure the teachers will be doing a Zoom with their official classes and, going through orientation and things like that. So they'll let you know, what supplies, but they do have a suggested supply list that they can use the things at home.
OK， 咁我哋PA 咧有個家長咧問到一啲學校嗰個喺學校嗰啲文具嗰個問題啊咁樣。
She said 8:30.
咁咧就係PA 咧，實我哋嗰個家長會咧係有post 咗嗰啲文具嘅用名單喺度啊。譬如如果你個細路仔喺屋企上課咁，所以當然我啲 anti wipes bacteria wipes 就唔即係嗰啲清潔嗰啲嘢就唔需要啦咁樣。咁我哋相信咧校長相信咧家長個老師咧會透過啲 Zoom 嘅 meeting 啊，同埋俾每一班知道咧究竟你哋細路仔需要啲咩嘅文具啊。
Yeah, a parent yesterday asked about, what the DOE supplies. So they do have the wipes, the hand sanitizers. They have at least 1,000 student masks. So again, we recommend you, of course, you bring in a mask that your child is comfortable with. But and even a change, just like in kindergarten, we have a change of clothes. But if they lose their mask or something happens to their mask, nosebleed, whatever it is. We will have a supply of replacement, disposable masks, and those are offered through the DOE.
OK， 咁咧就有個家長問到，琴晚有家長問到咧，就係 DOE 提供咗啲咩嘅清潔嘅用具俾我哋啊咁樣。咁我哋咧校長話我哋收到有啲譬如洗手液啦，同埋有1000個面罩啦咁樣。咁但當然咧其實唔足夠咧，係俾學生每一日都有新嘅面罩嘅。咁所以如果你哋係咧，其實幫你嘅細路仔準備即係舒服嘅，佢哋戴得舒服嘅面罩翻嚟。咁譬如話可能佢1日之內需要換口罩啊，咁樣幫佢哋準備。咁但係當然如果個細路仔唔見咗口罩， 罩或者流鼻血啊，咁我哋都會有學校會有咧呢個會有disposable 嗰啲嘅口罩咧係提供俾佢哋。
Yeah, and we said, especially the young children, you want them to practice now, only a few weeks left till school starts. If they haven't worn a mask or run in a mask or, do things in a mask, you can't eat with a mask, of course, but, all the other things, practice wearing the mask, because if you just try to make them do it when they come to school, it's going to be a very hard transition for them.
咁尤其呢啲細嘅細路仔咧，校長係建議咧，建議啲家長咧，而家開始幫佢哋練習，就係點樣戴口罩啊，譬如點樣戴口罩做嘢啊咁樣因為如果等到佢開學先做咧，其實係好困難嘅。
Okay, and Matthew, again, thank you for all the great questions. He's asking about dismissal. Where do you find the kids? We'll have posted signs, and then even before that, I'll try to make a video to say, the signs at the door, because we won't all come out in one exit because that'll be crowded. But again, we don't have more than 100 kids, coming in and out of the school on a given day, but we still will have separate exits so that, still try to, we will maintain social distancing, and yeah, we'll have separate exits and entrances for the kids.
咁樣咧就有家長就問到咧，就係點樣接送啲細路仔啊咁樣。咁校長話咧，其實我哋會做一啲嘅 sign 咧，做一啲嘅指示咧，或者可能甚至做個 video 錄像咧，係俾大家知道咧係唔同嗰個接送地點。肯定咧唔會係一個咁樣，咁一定會係用唔同嗰個咧係出入口啊咁樣。因為我哋只係有少於100個學生返學嘅話，咁我哋咧其實咧會仍然咧係會繼續咧係遵守嗰個social distancing 嗰啲嘅做法啊，安全指示啊。
NC, great question. In terms of after school in the building, using our building, that would be the only approved that we know of so far. If again, the city negotiates with them, we know sometimes after school programs in the area will pick up, those are things that again, we'll have to maintain social distancing and things like that. CPC usually is, yes, application with a wait list. And again, it's even smaller scale. So yeah, you can contact CPC for information.
OK， 有個家長仍然問咧，就係啲 after school 嗰啲課後班咧，其實即係用我哋學校 building 嗰個校址個問題咁樣，咁咧就校長話咧，其實 so far 咧只係知道咧係 CBC 咧，其實係可能會得到批准，咁但係如果有咩問題可以問呢個CBC 啊咁樣。
Yeah, HU, great question. They are doing, some parents asked about that yesterday because they've been watching the news also about ventilation checks. So yeah, if a school is not safe to open, then they would have to close, right? So like you said, running out of things like disinfectant or things, they promised that we would definitely have the supplies that we need. So great question.
OK， 咁咧就係有個家長問到就係啲通風嘅系統個檢查係點樣啊？咁校長話其實佢哋係咧會學教局會咧係檢查嗰個學校嘅通風系統，如果係唔安全嘅話咧，佢哋唔開㗎，咁唔會開課咁樣。咁另外佢哋都 promise 教局都答應咧答允咧，其實咧提供學校一啲嘅清潔嘅一啲嘅用具。
Okay, someone's asking about the school supply list again. So the list that they put on the PA website, I'll give you the link. Was a suggested list even for home, because even at home, they will have a notebook and, practice writing or things like that. So the suggested supply list is on the websites. Again, once you contact, find out the teacher and you have contact with the teacher, they'll let you know for sure what they need at home. But good question about that.
有個家長有問到一啲係學生用嗰啲文具嘅情況咁樣，咁校長話咧，其實我哋嘅家長會咧已經list 咗咧係post 咗咧呢啲嘅文具嗰個名單咁樣，譬如一啲普通嘅，譬如notebook 啊啲咁嘅需要用嘅嘢咁樣，咁咧其實係透過校長會 post 咗個 website 俾大家睇到，你可以上嗰個 website 個網站咧就睇到嗰個文具嘅名單。
Yeah, someone asked about the Covet testing. Right now, school staff are not mandated, but it's strongly suggested. I already went 2 days ago. They put the stick up your nose. Oh, I never knew a stick could be that long, go up your nose. But staff, are given priority to go get tested at the various centers. Students are not mandated right now that we know of to come in doing a test, but sometimes if they have symptoms, they might have to go to the doctor and get tested. If the school nurse deems that this definitely needs to be checked, then we get a doctor's note. So that's the latest that we know of for testing.
OK，有個家長問到嗰個 COVID-19 嗰個測試嗰個問題，咁咧基本上咧而家咧教育局指示咧就所有職員咧唔係 mandate 唔係規定一定要咧其實做嗰個 COVID-19 嘅測試，但係強烈咧其實係鼓勵佢哋去咁做，咁咧就有好多 centre 佢哋可以咧其實去做測試。至於學生嚟講，亦都唔係規定咧，唔一定規定一定要做呢個做呢個測試。但係如果佢哋有啲 symptom 有啲徵象嘅話咧，如果個護士覺得佢哋有呢個徵象咧，護士會建議佢哋咧其實去做測試，然之後需要攞醫生紙翻嚟啊咁樣。
Yeah, someone asked a great question about temperature checks. That was brought up yesterday too. You know, in the beginning, they said everyone who comes in the building is temperature checked, but then they realized that would probably take way too long. So then they asked the parents to, you know, make sure the child's okay before they come to school. As the latest that we heard is that there may be random temperature checks when the students come into the building. They provide 2 thermometers per school. Some of our teachers have been great. They've been having, you know, trying to do fundraising through donors to get more non-contact thermometers. But right now, yeah, there is no mandate to temperature check every child before coming to school. Yeah.
OK， 咁咧就有個家長問到就係點樣測試嗰個測嗰個細路仔嘅體温問題啊咁樣。之前咧就講到話所有學生都要測佢體温，咁但係發覺咧原來唔可行，好難進行。咁所以而家嘅講法咧就係鼓勵啲家長咧喺屋企咧就幫個細路仔咧量個體温。咁或者翻到學校咧會隨機抽樣去調查嗰個隨機抽樣咧量佢體温，因為咧全校咧只有2個咧係量體温表咁樣。咁另外咧就係但係有老師好好，佢哋咧係有啲係用量咧係籌緊方法、籌緊款咧，係希望可以買到多啲咧，其實係non-contact， 即係啲唔使接觸身體嗰個量體温嗰啲體温表。
Okay, thanks so much, Wendy. We're almost done here. In terms of in terms of how schools will do temperature checks, we have a building response team, and it might even be me or Miss Thomas or Miss Samperon by the door also in terms of doing temperature checks. We haven't gotten full guidance on that, but again, we have 2 non-contact thermometers that the DOE is sending us, and some teachers will have it, but that is basically, we're asking parents, you know, to help out with that. Of course, if your child has a fever, do not send them to school, you know, things like that. That would be the last thing we would want. So, you know, we're counting on parents. They said that there might be a program where parents will log in to say their child doesn't have a temperature, but I haven't gotten any guidance on that.
OK， 咁咧就有個家長亦都問嗰個即係體温嘅問題，咁咧學校話咧，其實我哋學校咧會有個building response team 啊，即係學校一個隊伍，咁多數咧可能都係校長或者副校長啊咁樣，會喺個門口度咧係 check 嗰個用嗰個咧其實隔住唔會接觸身體嗰個咧量呢個體温嗰個幫細路仔量體温，咁但係咧其實佢哋講到咧就可能會有個 program 咧，就俾啲家長填咧，就話佢哋細路仔冇發燒啊咁樣。咁另外咧就係就當然校長咧係強調咧，就係如果你細路仔即係最好嘅家長幫細路仔量個體温啦。如果細路仔係有發燒嘅話咧，係一定咧唔帶佢翻學校，因為咧其實我哋唔想見到有咁嘅情況咁樣。
Okay, so I'm sharing now the PA blog. Okay, we thank the Parents Association for doing this for us. So this is where tomorrow is the YPC watch party. That's going to be very exciting. Some of our kids will be on that. That'll be on YouTube, a premiere, and then it'll probably be recorded. And these are the messages. Sometimes other things happening. And then if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you scroll down, then you get to the supply list. So these, just keep scrolling to look at the older announcements. So here, older posts is where you can go to find, the supply list. So you have to scroll for a bit. We're part of the Amazon Smile program. You have different ways of raising money. So thanks to the PA for doing this. Our school website is just ps130m for manhattan.org. So that will also, this will also take you to different websites also. Okay.
校長俾大家睇到咧，就係而家咧就係我哋家長會嗰個網站，咁你可以睇到咧，就有譬如 Cpc 嗰個 program 嗰個介紹啊。另外，如果你再走落啲咧，你就會見到有關呢個文具啲資料啊咁樣。咁另外咧就係我哋學校有參加咧個 Amazon Smile Program，即係話咧，如果你購物咧可以捐贈我哋學校咁樣。另外頭先校長亦都俾大家睇到130嗰個網頁，大家可以入我個網頁咧都睇到學校資料。
Okay, so thank you. I see Mr. Sher has even made improvements to our website. So thanks to Mr. Sher, our computer teacher, for that.
Okay, 我哋好感激阿 Mr. Sher 咧，係我哋嘅電腦老師，佢哋將我哋130嗰個網站咧有重新係更正過、改善過或者係 upgrade 過。
Okay. All right, so it's almost 10. I'm gonna finish up, but thank you, parents, for being so receptive and always so supportive of our school. Thank you for again being the best teachers and best parents. I feel very blessed to have such a great population to work with and community. So anything you need, email, contact us. Thank you for your patience. I know like yesterday, we're so frustrated that we don't even know if school is definitely on September 10th. And I'm a parent too. I don't even know what's going on. So we do our best, all right? And we'll keep you informed. Anything you need, let us know how we can help. But let's just keep working together. And yeah, be safe, everyone, okay? Take good care. Thank you, Wendy, for translating. Thank you, our staff, for being on again today. Really appreciate you, all right? Anything you need, just let us know.
Okay. 校長好多謝家長咧，其實咧係嚟參與今次嘅會議。大家校長話咧，其實我哋嘅老師咧係我哋嘅學校嘅家長咧，其實係好 supportive， 其實係最好嘅老師，亦都係最好嘅家長。咁咧校長覺得好榮幸咧，係同大家咧係一齊咧合作。咁咧希望大家可以繼續咧係有 patience， 繼續咧其實因為其實咧我哋雖然未知道9月10號係咪正式第一日開課，但係我哋咧係會盡量咧其實話俾大家知，因為校長自己本身都係家長啊咁樣。咁我哋校長個重點咧，即係希望我哋咧係一齊合作咧，其實做好我哋學校咁樣。
Yeah, give big hugs to the kids because we won't be able to hug them even when we see them. It's just so hard. We miss them so much. So, okay, be safe.
All right, okay, 大家保持安全 ，okay, safe, okay. Yeah.
Thanks, Wendy. Thanks, everyone.
Okay,
thanks, Mr. Yuan.
bye-bye.
Thanks, Lisa. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Miss Thomas and Miss Samperon. You guys are the best. Yeah, Felicia, we'll still have Google Classroom, but we also have something that the teachers are learning called iLearn NYC, which is easier for the younger children. But yeah, we're asking everyone's patience as the teachers are learning that too. So we might go with Google Classroom at first. Okay, I think we answered all the questions. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording.